Yeah, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. Now this one's going to be pretty quick and it is all going to be Marvel related stuff, but we had a number of things that have kind of broke over the last few days, and so I just wanted to squeeze in this news video. I've got a ton of stuff that I've got to review. If you've been following me on places like Facebook and such, you've seen my review table, and I've got just like multiple waves of Marvel Legends and all kinds of stuff. I've been reviewing stuff throughout the weekend. So, like I said, I'm pretty swamped and I've got more stuff on the way. So, these news videos for at least a little while probably are going to be kind of sporadic and short with just little tidbits of news. So, the things I want to talk about again today are all Marvel related. And also, if you notice me chewing on some ice here, I do apologize. I've been dealing with a toothache all weekend, and so I've been chewing the ice to help with that. And unfortunately, I've got an appointment with the dentist tomorrow, which I'm also looking forward to. But hopefully, I will be able to get that taken care of. Hopefully, it's not a cavity, but that's kind of what it feels like. So remember, kids, brush your teeth twice a day. Anyway, so the first thing I wanted to tell you guys about was news that broke at the end of last week. So you may have already read about it, but for those of you who aren't checking out the site and everything, I just wanted to share information on that Stan Lee Build-A-Figure that was supposed to come with the upcoming Target exclusive 2-packs, the Marvel Legend 2-packs. So apparently that figure has been canceled. I know we saw some images from early production samples that hit the internet of the figure, or at least the packaging that showed the figure and everything. But basically, at the end of this week, I got an email from the overseas retailer Robot Kingdom, who was getting the first of the two packs, the one with the Black Panther one with the Killmonger and the Agent Ross figure. They're getting it in this week, and I believe started shipping them out this weekend. But they informed me that there was not any, the Stan Lee figure Build-A-Figure pieces had been removed. And then we got images of the second set, new images showing the packaging for the second set with the Winter Soldier and the Falcon figure. And so these images come via Instagram user Popaholic Maniac. I don't know where they got the images, but you can see from them that, again, there's no indication of a Stan Lee Build-A-Figure. So we don't know why it was canceled for sure. Now, technically, and there's been confusion on this, but Hasbro actually never officially announced this figure. It was not shown at New York Toy Fair. They showed the 2-pack, the Black Panther 2-pack with Agent Ross and the Killmonger figure, but they made no mention about it including the Build-A-Figure pieces with the Stan Lee figure. I don't know if they were holding that back. Maybe they knew something then. I don't know. The only reason why we knew about the Stan Lee figure was because first there was some computer listings, some stored computer listings that made indication of it, and then again early production samples or something slipped out, and images started making the rounds on social media and such. But again, Hasbro actually never officially announced or confirmed the Stan Lee figure to begin with. So that's again when we get this kind of information from secondhand sources and everything. That's why I always kind of stress that it's not confirmed until Hasbro actually confirms it, because sometimes things can change and they can change at the last minute. Now, I'm speculating here, but I'm guessing that the reason why the figure was probably canceled or held back, we don't know for sure, assuming the figure existed, which I think it's safe to say in some shape or form it existed, but it's possible it got held back. It's possible it could eventually see a release, but my guess is it either got canceled or held back, because if you've been reading the news about Stan Lee in recent months, you know that he's been having some real issues with his business people, his business manager. He apparently filed charges against his former business manager for elder abuse. So I am speculating that perhaps the original deal for the figure was struck between his old business management people, and now that there's been a falling out between them, and there's legal charges being filed and everything, that anything that was negotiated with those previous entities is now in question, and so things are being held, and so on and so forth. Again, that's just purely my speculation. I don't have any factual information to base that. It's just kind of taking a guess in the dark of why a figure like that might have been canceled at the very last minute. But nevertheless, if you were looking to get those 2 packs, just don't count on getting the Stan Lee figure at that with those, because it's not going to be included. Now, like I said, overseas the first 2 pack is starting to see release. Places like Robot Kingdom have started to ship them out. The second 2 pack with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier should start shipping out overseas early to mid-July, so within the next few weeks. Now, these will be Target exclusives here in the United States, and I don't have any kind of release date on them here. I'm guessing probably in the next month or so, but again, that's just a guess on my part. Hasbro's not given any, and neither has Target given any kind of actual release dates on those 2 packs. But I suspect we'll probably start seeing them here in the U.S. probably late July or early August, at least the first one. Okay, and then a little off topic, but some movie news that broke today or late last night. Actor Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, he made an announcement via his Instagram page. He filmed a little video. I believe he's at the Ace Comic Con in Seattle this weekend. And so, kind of nonchalantly, he announced the title for the second Spider-Man movie. And the movie is going to be called Far From Home. So I don't know if that's a reference with him being out in space or what have you. That movie is going to open in July of 2019. It'll actually be the first Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that opens after the events of Avengers 4, where I assume that Spider-Man will return to the land of the living after being killed in Infinity War. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but definitely it's kind of an interesting title. And we'll have to see if it's actually like really far from home, like galaxies away, or some other reference in there. Now, in other kind of little bit surprising news this weekend, we got an announcement from Medicom Toys that they are in fact going to be doing at least one MAFEX based Avengers Infinity War figure with Iron Spider. I don't know if they're doing any others. I kind of thought they weren't going to be doing any because it's so late in the game, but they do seem to have affinity for Spider-Man. They do a lot of different Spider-Man figures, and really have done, I think, done MAFEX figures for all the different Spider-Man movies. So I guess in some ways it's not totally surprising. And like I said, I would not be surprised if this is the only Avengers Infinity War figure that they do. But if you've been waiting for them to do a good Iron Spider figure, and I do think it probably, based on these images anyway, it does look better than the SH Figuarts version. It's definitely got a more metallic look with the paint applications. The arms are bigger, more in keeping with how they actually appeared in the movie. They're a little bit on the small side on the SH Figuarts version. And then, just the overall body shape is a little closer to how he appears in the movie as well. But I don't know if it's big enough if you already got the SH Figuarts version and the Marvel Legend version. I don't know if it's that big enough deal for you to get this one. It'll have things like web shooting effects and multiple pairs of hands, including those magnet feet that we see with a lot of these MAFEX Spider-Man figures, so you can put it on a metallic surface. And he'll have, of course, the mechanical arms, and those are removable. And then he'll also, it looks like, has multiple pairs of eyes, so you can change the expressions on his face. I think it's eyes and not actual different head sculpts. There is not an alternate unmasked head sculpt with this one. However, if you have the Spider-Man Homecoming one that had the unmasked Tom Holland head, I'm pretty sure it'll probably fit on this new figure. Now that figure is slated for release in April of 2019 and should probably be going up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store in the near future, probably sometime next week. And that figure is said to stand 5.7 inches tall. Okay, and then the final bit of news I just wanted to share with you guys. Marvelous newsreader Geoff was nice enough to send in some in-hand images for the new Marvel Cinematic Universe 10th anniversary Iron Man 3 box set. It is starting to hit in Canada at the Toys R Us stores in Canada, because Toys R Us in Canada is still operating, and so I guess things that were Toys R Us exclusives they are still getting, and they have it in stock now. Originally, this wasn't supposed to be out until August, but I guess they're putting it out early. So this is the one that has the Hot Rod Iron Man armor, which looks like it's just a repaint of the War Machine figure that they previously did, and then has the Pepper Potts figure. Looks okay. The head sculpt is maybe a little bit iffy, at least based on these images, but it's not bad. I like the arm. I like the alternate Iron Man arm where she kind of puts on the Iron Man armor. I like that. That's kind of cool looking. And then he also shared this image of the rescue Marvel Legend Rescue figure, which is the female Iron Man that in the comics was Pepper Potts. So if you want to put this Pepper Potts head sculpt on that figure, it will fit. So if you had that figure, I believe if I remember correctly, that rescue figure was one of the Marvel Comics digital subscription incentive figures. I think maybe 2 years ago that they released. So again, if you have that one, you might want to use this head sculpt for an unmasked head sculpt. It looks pretty good on it. And then the third figure, of course, is Trevor, or the Mandarin as they call it on the packaging, but we know it's really Trevor, played by Ben Kingsley in the Iron Man 3 movie, and the likeness is dead on to him with this figure, at least based on these images. I don't know how excited you are for this Mandarin imposter Trevor, but in figure form. But I mean, you can use your imagination and pretend he's actually the Mandarin if you want, I guess. But the figure itself is definitely, I think, looks very good and looks true to how the character appeared in Iron Man 3. Now, I have not heard any word from Hasbro or any e-tailers for that matter about how this set will see release here in the United States. Toys R Us is going to be closing. I believe they've got like 5 days left until they close all their doors here in the United States. So they are not going to be carrying the set here in the United States. And again, I don't know how it's going to be. I'm sure it will be released in some shape or form here in the US. I would be very surprised if it did not. And my best guess would be it'll end up being an online exclusive, similar to what we've seen with the other Toys R Us exclusives. But so far, at least, none of the e-tailers have put it up for pre-order or anything like that. So I don't know for sure. But it is, again, currently hitting Toys R Us stores in Canada. I'm sure it'll probably start showing up on eBay and such. But I would I wouldn't pay an arm and a leg for it. I would give it some time because, again, like I said, I'm sure it will see some kind of release here in the US eventually. Now, for the other Marvel Cinematic Universe sets, they are actually, again, overseas. Everything is hitting overseas much sooner than here in the US. That seems to just be par for the course nowadays. But those MCU sets are going to start hitting, shipping. Robot Kingdom is going to start shipping a number of them next week. So I hope to have a number of them in hand by the end of next week so that I can start doing some reviews of them. Specifically, I'm going to be reviewing the Captain America Civil War one with the Crossbones figure. I also picked up the Iron Man Mark 7 one and the Ronin figure, which here in the US will be sold as a GameStop exclusive and also be available at Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Now, here in the US, they're not really supposed to start seeing release until August 1st. That's their official release date, at least what it was what Hasbro previously announced them as during Toy Fair would be August 1st. So that's when I would suspect to start really seeing these in any kind of real number. But again, overseas, you'll probably start seeing images pop up on Instagram and things like that. And like I said, I do hope to have a couple of those sets in hand late next week, and we'll start doing reviews of those. Okay, so that's it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Don't forget that I am running a contest. If you haven't checked that video out, I'll put a link in the video description where I'm giving away 3 different sets of Marvel Legend figures. The Spider-Man Lizard Build-A-Figure wave, the Deadpool Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave, and the Avengers Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure wave. So I'm giving away all 3 of those, and basically, again, check out that contest video I did the other week if you want details on how you can enter. And there's still definitely plenty of time for you to do so. So hopefully you guys, are aware of the contest, have been checking out all the videos and getting your codes and everything. If you've noticed like little strange code letters popping up in toy reviews, that's what it is. It's in relation to that contest. So like I said, love to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Put it in the comment section below. As always, like the video if you're so inclined, and please hit that subscribe button down below if you're not a subscriber already. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that bell notification so that anytime a video goes up, and there's going to be quite a few of them going up here in the next few weeks as I've got just so much stuff to review. Also, I'm hoping to review or I have it, it's just getting time to actually review it, the Transformers Power of the Primes Predaking set. I know I don't do a lot of Transformers ones, but that's one I've been waiting for, so I do plan on doing a review of that one. And then, like I said, I've got the Venom wave, I've got the rest of the X-Men wave, I've got the MCU figures that are on the way, so I got a ton of stuff. And then, of course, we're going to be heading into San Diego Comic-Con here pretty soon, so there's going to be a lot of stuff on that. So like I said, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell for notifications, and also feel free to follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch accounts. It's a good way just to keep up. I post images and all kinds of stuff there, so also even have some contests and stuff. So, you know, like I said, it's just a good way to follow up on what's going on if you're not watching every single video that I do. So until next time, guys, I will catch you later.